tea time on true crime. Mugs up, pull that seat right out. You need to tune in, lean in close. We're about to sort this out. So much ish to puzzle through. Whispers, rumors, tangled doubt. Come with me, we'll walk it back till every truth steps out. Crimes and lies and alibis. Spill the story, sip that hit. Come have tea with me tonight. We'll find the cracks in every print. Crimes and lies and alibis. Pour it slow, let's chase that scent. Come have tea with me, alright. You get a hint, you get a hint, oh yeah. You get a hint. Oh yeah. Timeline scribbled on a napkin. Name circling like steam. Motive hiding in the margins. Right between the scenes. Every side has got a secret. Every secret leaves a trace. Stay a while, we'll piece it together. Case by case by case. Crimes and lies and alibis. Spill the story, sip that hit. Come have tea with me tonight. We'll find the cracks in every print. Crimes and lies and alibis. Pour slow, let's chase that scent. Come have tea with me, alright. You get a hint, you get a hint.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in. It's the 23rd of August, 7/11, and I'm coming to you from the dungeon. I've got quite the live planned for this evening. It is very thought-provoking, and it's gonna make you all do a lot of self-reflection and I think it'll bring a lot of awareness as to what's been going on in the true crime community since, well, since the beginning. I want to thank the person who has worked so diligently behind the scenes to create this awesome video. You will be able to tell that an incredible amount of man hours have gone into it. And when I first saw it, I had some big feelings about it. And I have a feeling that you are all going to have the same big feelings. It is by far the best analysis of what's been going on in the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case that I have seen. And those of you who know I watch everything. I know everything. Well, not I know everything, but I know everything that's going on online. I see it all. And if I'm not watching it, one of my wonderful mods is sending it to me. Sorry, my wife is messaging me. 1 second. I mean, yeah, she is more than welcome to comment. I might put a link in the chat a bit later for anyone that might wants to come on and talk. So I have a feeling, like I said, that you're going to have a lot of feelings about this video, and I'm going to take lots of pauses and we're going to talk about it along the way. I'm going to say hello to everyone first. I'm using a different laptop today, so bear with me. Damien was first in the house with very information tonight. It is indeed. Thank you, Burning Bush, for being here. Don't share the link until I tell you, okay? Patricia Greer, hoping you are able to make it. I know you have tons of stuff going on in the background. Grandchildren, marriages, and all the good things. So I'm happy that it is good things going. Tammy, good to see you. Shy, good to see you. Valerie, welcome in. JJ57, I hope you are not suffering too badly. Paris of the Prairie says, hi, everyone. Good to see you. Camilla Eisner, good to see you. You did vote. Yeah, there is a poll that I put in because I was interested to see what people's take is on the influence of social media on this case. I have my own feelings about it, and I am a social media creator, so take that as you will, and I'm sure you'll understand by the end of this video why. Explore Core, good to see you. Welcome in. I put on subscribers only, so hopefully that will limit how many people we have commenting. So they'll have to subscribe in order to troll me, at least. So we'll see how that goes. And for everyone that it was bothering before, I did remove the emoji icon, so you won't be bombarded by the laughing faces from my wonderful admirers. Daisy May, hello. Lori, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And Gaspé Gal, Odessa, yes. I am always running late. If I'm on time, like even my employers know to never expect me on time. I am always late. And if I'm on time, they think there's something wrong. So, it is what it is. Yes, Burning Bush says, how's everyone's day going? Let us know in the chat. I hope you are all well. Cheryl, Christine. Hey, Lori and Damien. Hey, where's my hello? Cool Jay, good to see you. Always a pleasure. Trisha, good to see you. Ariel Sasha, good to see you as well. Linda Sheldon, hello from Nevada, the gambling capital of the world. Callie OG in the house, always a pleasure to have you here, Callie. I know that you like to play devil's advocate, and I'm hoping that today will open some eyes as to what I also feel has been going on, what I've been trying to highlight in my lives recently. And like I said, it gave me all the feels. So I'm hoping it'll do the same for you guys. Tamaru, good to see you. Just peachy thanks. Better late than never. Hey, I was late too. Just saying. Longing Hearts, hello. Paul Quinn, good to see you. Sheila, good to see you. Haley Wood, hi everybody, good to see you. Burrito Para, Artemisia Sage, Walalin, Kelly Billard McNeil, my kick-ass friend, always a pleasure. Thank you for sending 10 jewels. I appreciate you. Barbara Marchbank, you said you'd be here. Thanks for being here. Valerie Gilchrist, let the trash take itself out. Indeed. Indeed. One by one, I hope. Melissa McPhee, good to see you. Denise Bennett, just a clap and seal. Cindy Lee, good to see you. Shalana Lama, good to see you. Welcome in. Hey, Janice. I'm not sure what Cheryl was meaning to let you in. I'm not sure if you were wanting to come up and discuss or what you were hoping, but Rena Gale, hello. I hope you're doing well. Send me an email soon. Thank you, Haley, for becoming a new member. It's not members only. No, I just did subscribers only. Janet Wilson, hello. Julie Artfully Open, hello. I haven't seen you in a long time. Haven't seen. There are still laughing emojis. Just ignore. Good attention, bad attention, doesn't matter to me. This is about Jack and Lilly, and that's all you're going to hear about and what's going on with this case. So honestly, it doesn't bother me. You've not been well. Sorry to hear that, Julie. So as most of you know, I correspond with a lot of people in the background. A lot of the people don't come to the table. They don't come on my chat. They don't come on camera. They don't discuss anything publicly. And those of you who know me and know me well know that I honor anyone who speaks to me that does not want to be named or discussed in any way. So I am going to honor this person by not disclosing their information, but know that they have been involved since day one, and have put in an incredible amount of man hours into compiling every single video ever made about Jack and Lilly Sullivan. Every creator, every comment ever made, and has compiled this data set into an immense amount of information and statistical analysis. And you can be sure what I'm going to show you today is exactly what the behavioral analysis team at the RCMP will be looking at. I am very confident that they would have compiled the same information, and we'll be seeing the same things that we're going to discuss today. So basically be prepared to put your thinking caps on and think a little bit outside of the box. I know when I first saw this video, it made me really go back to the beginning of the case and reanalyze my thoughts on the case and relook at my own behavior and the things that I've said and done on my own channel. And I'd like to think that I have separated myself away from some of the crowd, which is likely the reason why I have gotten a lot of the flack that I have, as well as becoming friends with Cheryl and putting a different light on things with regards to Malaya. Again, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. I have my theories just like everyone else, but this is going to be completely fact-based only today. That will not be about speculation, theory, pointing fingers, accusing anyone. It's strictly based on what the RCMP have provided and what social media has done to this case. And it's going to make you all look at yourselves as well and think about every comment you've ever made, anything you've ever said, any accusation you've ever made, any finger pointing that you've ever done to anyone in this case. So just be prepared for that. I definitely reconsidered a lot of things with regards to my outlook on the case. And it has brought me right back to the beginning, right back to day one, right back to what the RCMP were originally called out for. So I'm going to go straight into it. Again, thank you to the person who has compiled this immense amount of information. And in fact, this is going to be part of a study. It's going to be a part of a peer reviewed study. And I think you'll be able to see why. So I'm going to bring up this video. We're going to take breaks throughout it. We're going to stop and discuss. And I look forward to hearing what you all think about it, what you take from it. You know, does it change your opinion? Does it not change your opinion? Does it make you self-reflect, or does it just reinforce what you've thought from day one? It is very thought-provoking. So again, I found it very enlightening, to say the least. So bear with me a second. What I will actually do is I'm going to bring up the link. I'm going to put it on the screen, but then I'm also going to read a little bit of disclosure. So and I'm going to put this on playback speed. I'm going to do 1 1/4. And if it's too fast for anyone, let me know. Thank you for the person who put all this work into this for us tonight. Yes, a lot of work. Maura, welcome in. I think I said hi to you already, Shy. And Cheryl, yes, Cheryl and I have discussed this video, and I said to her it's by far the best video I've ever seen with regards to the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. And take that as you will. That's my opinion. So let's get into it. Share screen. And I think the video is just going to actually speak for itself. And I don't need to actually give any kind of disclaimer. I think the video is going to speak for itself. And I am going to put a link. Well, actually, Burning Bush is going to put a link in the chat about halfway through the video. And that'll give you guys the opportunity to watch this on your own time as well, to really let it sink in. I've actually watched this video 3 times now, because I'm the kind of person that needs to see things multiple times to take it all in. So here we go. Right, the first break. How many of you noticed those facts at the beginning? And how many people have heard those quote unquote facts before and believed them to be true? This is sort of the introduction into how when you hear something repeatedly, it becomes true. I like this section about wisdom. The wisdom is the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. So I wouldn't consider myself wise, really, with regards to this case. Although I think I have good judgment and I think I have knowledge, I don't have the experience to investigate missing persons cases. I'm not an investigator. I don't have 25 years behind me in which I have um, previous cases to put my opinion on. So, when it comes to wisdom, I would say that none of us are 100% wise with regards to this case. Yes, we know things. Yes, we've heard things. Yes, some of us possess good judgment, but none of us really have the experience that our CMP major crime behavioral analysis have. We are just all citizen sleuths, really, except for those undercover in here, whatever. So the soundness of an action or decision with regards to application of experience, knowledge, and good judgment. How does one become wise? Is my ever shifting thoughts and feelings, or is it something more solid, historical, accurate, objectively proven, something real? So basically, are you bringing your bias to the table? Are you bringing your previous experiences in life and having that alter your opinion and shift focus from the facts of this case? We will continue. Welcome in, everyone just coming in. So over 4,000 videos have been created with the name Jack and Lilly Sullivan attached. Over 30 million views attributed to the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. Over $750,000 in estimated combined YouTube ecosystem, and increasing every day. So when I say about other creators, about how it's about clicks and views and subscribers and all of these things, this is what I'm talking about. And I represent a fraction of that. I won't deny. I have 1,500 subscribers. I have put out probably 150 videos. My combined estimated revenue is probably about $2,800 since December. That's me. That's tea time on true crime with shenanigans with 1,500 subscribers. What do you think some of these other accounts are bringing in for revenue? So let that sink in. One video making 2 accusations or unsubstantiated statements that's viewed 5,000 times, which we all know that a lot of these larger content creators have a minimum of 5,000 views. So that would be a minimum of 10,000 unsubstantiated accusations being seen and heard. It's really important that you try to take this kind of information in, because I want you to apply this information to every video that you watch from now on about Jack and Lilly Sullivan. I want you to remember these facts and keep them in your mind anytime you hear anybody talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan. So I just noticed Artemisia Sage's comment. I agree. It is trauma on an industrial scale. And what I've noticed a lot between all, and I'm not just saying just women, men out there too, we all have a lot in common. And I believe that one of the biggest things we all have in common is past trauma and trauma that we bring to the table for various reasons. And women are prominent in following true crime because we are predominantly the victims of true crime or crime in general. I have never made it a secret that I myself have brought my own past traumas to the table. And in fact, when Jack and Lilly went missing on May the 22nd or May the 2nd of last year, I was just getting over the death of my father, which was on March the 20th of that year. Um, to say that was a traumatic experience would be an understatement. Watching someone die and leave in a body bag and not being able to do anything about it. Um, I lost 30 pounds and I couldn't speak for quite a while. Um, so we all have these kind of traumas in our background. And when Jack and Lilly Sullivan went missing, being in Nova Scotia, I became um, entrenched, to say the least, in this case. It became all consuming. I was very heavily involved and heavily immersed in the echo chamber of quite a few channels. And that led me to hear different stories, predominantly that Daniel and Malaya were guilty. Um, and it wasn't until I was able to um, take a step back and do some analysis and go through my own really huge life changes that I was able to put things in perspective and try to go my own way. And it wasn't until I met Cheryl at the court and then was introduced to Malaya and became surrounded by reliable um, friendships and supporters and people who had my best interests at heart that I began to step away from the echo chamber. So I believe 100% that this video is going to open your eyes. And I believe that there are multiple studies, as this is saying right here. A study is underway that examines the influence of the illusory truth effect created by YouTubers and social media groups during a missing children's case. And that likely began here in Nova Scotia around the Dylan Ayler case. You will see similarities around the Summer Wells as well as Sebastian Rogers cases as well, with regards to a lot of the distractions and misinformation out there. But we will continue. So put that into perspective again. So this person has compiled over 4,000 videos, the comments, the descriptions, the allegations made in and compiled it into one data set. And what they found was that there was over 6 billion negative outputs put out through these videos. 6 billion negative comments put out. And when you, as they will continue to show you, when you hear something repeatedly, it becomes the truth to people. And then you find yourself surrounding yourself with people who also only want to believe what you do. And Sheila says, good for you. So you think Malaya and Daniel are guilty? I didn't say that. No, I wasn't there, Sheila. I didn't know these people. I never met any of them until this year. And I don't know what happened to Jack and Lily, but I do know that I'm going to make a concerted effort to go back to the beginning and look at the facts only and stop pointing fingers. And this might be hard for people to hear and hard to believe, but as I'm not pointing the finger at Malaya, I'm not going to point the finger at Daniel either. I'm not going to point the finger at Janie. I'm not going to point the finger at Cindy. I'm not going to point the finger. Maybe I shouldn't even point a finger at Darren. So I'm going to make a huge effort to step away from being responsible for putting out negative outputs about anybody involved in this case and strictly stick to the facts, which is all I ever wanted to do. But it's so easy to get sucked in, as I'm sure you all know, and how you will begin to see how this works. So I really want you to pay attention to this data set that this person has put together, and you will see that my channel is on there. So how many of you have noticed that when something new comes out, any new information comes out, that all the true crime creators hit on it? It's just repeat, regurgitate, repeat, regurgitate, repeat, regurgitate on all the platforms. I've tried to be a little different than everyone else with my stance on Malaya. But I realize that that comes at a cost of pointing the fingers at others. So I think it's important to stick to the facts. We don't know what we don't know. So this is what I was saying. We've all have our vulnerabilities in this case. When people are heartbroken, feeling anxious, and consumed by the desperate need to understand what happened to two innocent children, they are vulnerable. Take note.
Them kids are not in the woods.
They're not in the woods unless they got buried somewhere.
These children did not wander off.
They're not in the woods. They couldn't have walked away.
And we know that they're not in the woods. Well, Grandma Belinda also doesn't believe they're in the woods.
They're not in the woods.
Now, we know those children did not wander off into the woods.
They're not out there, guys. They're not in the woods.
Them kids are not in those woods. And if them kids ain't in them woods, that means them kids did not wander off.
The children did not wander off in the cold. Yeah. They just didn't.
Like, these kids just didn't wander down a road, lollygagging around.
They couldn't have walked away. Impossible.
With certainty that the children did not wander off. Searching trails is not going to find them because that's not going to be where they are buried. I mean, can we just admit that? It seems that almost certain that Daniel is involved with this. Seems almost certain that somebody in the area has taken those children and buried them somewhere.
They're not in the woods is arguably evidence of crime.
We know these kids are not in the woods. Yeah.
They're not in the woods.
Those kids are not in the woods. Okay, 2 kids ain't in the woods.
The reality is that the children didn't wander off into the woods.
You guys know that the kids just didn't wander off. You know those kids, one, didn't wander off into the woods.
And anybody who believes that they wandered off at this point is ridiculous.
The kids didn't fucking wander away. Hence, there's real no use for any of these missing posters people like to put up. It's fucking bullshit.
Do you think those kids are in the woods? From everything I've seen, yes.
Why can't you find them?
They're small, they'd be hiding. They would have crawled underneath something probably when they got tired. They could have gone further than what we searched. There's all kinds of scenarios, unfortunately.
I just want to go back to this right here. Okay. Who would you trust? Credible expert, highly experienced professional expert, ground search and rescue lead who led the search and who saw the evidence versus clicks and views, person with zero professional expertise sitting in front of a computer screen making YouTube videos. And then we get into some facts about what was in the court documents as well as on audio from search and rescue. So search and rescue teams discovered a child-sized boot print on the pipeline through the woods some distance behind the family home. There were clumps of them, and they were two different sizes. They were small in size and corresponded to what children would wear. A cast was taken.
I just feel that somebody on ATV grabbed the boots and planted them there.
He went out and planted the boot prints.
What you could do is put a child's boot on your hand and go and make boot prints when it's been wet and muddy, right?
As in, put your hand in the boot and leave a print to make it look like the kids were able to walk.
But the boot print is irrelevant. Definitely planted. Blanket was planted, so was boot prints. 100. Absolutely. You know what? I'm even going far as to say 1,000,000%. Absolutely planted.
Oh, negative, he can return. Copy that, returning the base. Halifax Command, Rescue 2, over. 3. We walk up the gas pipeline trail there, and there's definitely some child-sized footprints in the mud here that are still visible. They're a bit eroded from the heavy rain, but they're still visible. So, not sure if you'd like us to continue on up the trail or what you'd like to do. Over. Hang on, I'll let you talk. Let Greg tell you what he wants. Yeah, Lee, the gentleman that was here said that he broke some branches that he left out over the trail. So if you see those, that'd be great. But if you can send us coordinates or record coordinates of the footprints, if you're feeling up to it, I definitely recommend seeing if you can find anywhere track tracks where it goes off. And, you know, you guys want to keep walking it until you don't find tracks anymore. That's good, but just log them. Over. Yeah, I've marked one set up on top of the hill with a stick and just a green nitrile glove. But I can go back and get some flagging tape on my bag or just keep walking it. But they're definitely child size, and it's hard to tell how fresh they are with the rain from last night. Yeah, and copy. When you take photos of them, do you have anything to do, anything of reference for a scale, a ruler, your hand, or something, an iPhone, etc.? Over.
Yeah, I got my notebook, which is 6 inches, so it'll give you a good reference.
And copy. Let us know if you find any more clues. Over.
And
So I'd like to thank the person who put this video together. It really is just amazingly well put together. The information compiled in it is excellent. And I believe they got this information potentially from the Lost Person app. They could have got it from somewhere else, but it is something that I did a live on quite a while back with regards to really analyzing how far children could go in the circumstances they were in based on the fact that they were last heard around 8 a.m. And it is still one of the working theories that the RCMP are looking into. They don't have finite, or they don't have an unlimited amount of financial resources when it comes to searching. They have budgets like everyone else. They have timelines in which they follow. They have protocols and procedures. And I'm sure you will see some more of that being showcased here in a moment.
Rescue 2, over.
So I want to read that for everyone. Ground search and rescue is designed primarily as an emergency life-saving service, not as an indefinite investigative or recovery organization. Once the probability of survival becomes extremely low, authorities must balance the likelihood of finding the person against searchers' safety, available evidence, terrain, resource limits, and other emergencies. At that point, the search may be reduced or suspended. Need to elaborate on which slide, Cool J? And the sources are provided at the end of the video as well. I want you to let this sink in, this next information. You know what? I would love to have information if anybody has the time to do so. I would love to know. So the young boy out west who was found in the culvert because his shoe had washed off and wandered down was found on day 12. They called on all Calgarians to step out and look in their yards to go and look for this boy. They instructed everyone to use the CalTopo app. The amount of ground covered in that time by the amount of people pales in comparison to what Jack and Lilly received. It's actually incredibly disheartening as someone here in Nova Scotia to know that because of social media and because of differences among what people believed, that only 32 people turned up to one search for 2 missing children. And in fact, well pointed out, Damien, 3 of them were from Ontario and several were from PEI in New Brunswick. So let's say 25, perhaps, people from Nova Scotia turned up for this public search for 2 missing children. And the same did happen with Dylan Ayler. It is. It was actually heartbreaking to read some of these statistics. So
Well, both of them abused both the kids.
2 kids who were obviously abused, neglected, malnourished.
Anybody that thought or knew the kids were abused are all guilty of abuse. No, I agree.
You could tell she was like malnourished.
These children were being hurt. These children were being abused. These children were being neglected.
Looking at the photos of the children from the past 2 years, she noticed they looked thin, possibly malnourished with dry, cracking lips.
So hold on, let's pause that number. 128,599,372 million negative outputs. So mockery of key individuals, there was a total of 8,078 instances that accounted for 41 million views. The stepfather, Daniel, had nearly 4,600 times, viewed 25 million times. Malaya, 12 million times, and Janie for 4.5 million views, plus an additional 16,932 additional instances directed at others involved in the case or general mockery of the situation, for a total of 95.5 million views. Why does everyone stand that way, Stu Oilers? That's what we're trying to get to the bottom of.
He's lying through his teeth. Lying through his damn teeth. You are Daniel, you are lying.
Daniel and Malaya just be a bunch of freaking ass liars.
Daniel's a fucking liar. Which we already knew that. He's a fucking liar.
So what we're experiencing from Malaya is her continuous bullshit, lies, and deception. She's a liar too, a pathological liar.
They're fucking liars out their ass. They lie.
Time's gonna tell, isn't it, Daniel? Isn't it, Malaya? Time's gonna tell the truth, isn't it? You know, bunch of fucking liars. The two of them, the lot of them. Okay, Janie too. Janie too. You're a liar too, Janie.
To be honest, I just think they're all liars. They need to be in jail.
You see the way she looked when she said that? Yeah. Okay, because I mean it. You and your son are two peas in a pod, and you're both a freaking bunch of liars. These three people that are in front of you that are a bunch of fucking liars. I'm just gonna come right out and say that. Okay, liar 1, 2, and 3, right before you. Possibly more, but definitely these three are a bunch of liars. They know exactly what happened to Jack and Lilly.
Stop fucking bullshitting. What a liar. What a disgraceful mother and individual that you are, you sick bitch. Okay? How is that for looking for your kids for you?
So I'm going to be the first one to admit that I was surrounded by these people, these words, by my own doing. I was so engrossed in the case that I watched all of these people, all of these videos, anything that came out about Jack and Lilly, I was watching just to get one little snippet of information, just to see what Cheryl might say, what Daniel might say, what Janie might say, what Belinda might say, to grasp any tangible bit of information that I could that might lead to some aha moment about what happened to Jack and Lilly. I, for one, absolutely know 100% that I was sucked in. And I looked up to all of these creators. Now, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't follow them, you shouldn't listen to them, you shouldn't do this. What I'm asking you to do going forward is to consider what you're seeing in this video when you do so. That is all. Thanks, Cheryl.
She knows where they're at, or she knows what happened, or she knows they're not coming home. Plain and simple.
The children are not alive, and that Malay and Daniel know, and Janie know exactly that the children aren't. And I just see a cover up. I just see that these children are buried, and they probably are near water or something like that. But I still think that they're buried. But
well, yeah, that's what I was going by. I don't think they're alive either.
We know what happened to these kids. Is there anybody in here that don't know what happened to those kids? Anybody?
They were abused. They were neglected at best. And I believe 110% they both know exactly where Jack and Lilly is.
Lilly and Jack Sullivan did not simply wander off. Their disappearance was not the result of a natural accident, nor the act of an outside threat. Instead, something happened inside that house.
There might not be any signs of blood or human tissue or anything like that. But if Jack and Lilly had died for whatever reason, and maybe their bodies were put in a cupboard for a short space of time before they could decide what to do with them. Do you see where I'm going with this?
And I've said it before. Malaya knows what happened to Jack and Lilly, and they are beyond help.
they're covering up something that happened to those children.
All three of them. Every single one of those people or at least those 3 people who were on the property when these children went missing, know what happened. Malaya knows what happened to her children.
Every single one of those reasons would come back to you know exactly where they are and or what happened.
Parents are guilty in doing something and harming these children, whether it be through their own hands or the kids got into something and they just, they transported the bodies after the fact.
There was a video today titled "The Kids Were Decapitated and Their Bodies Were Chopped Up."
They both know what happened to these kids.
100% she knows what happened. 100%.
Something happened to these children and that they were taken off of the property and buried somewhere.
We know the kids aren't buried on your property, Janie. But we know that you know what happened to the children. You know who put them where they are now.
Oh, she knows. She knows what happened that night.
They're buried somewhere.
They've killed 2 kids and they're covering it up. There's no accident there.
Where are they buried? Where are they buried or in water?
That all 3 of them know what happened to the children. Janie and Malaya know what happened to the children, possibly even witnessed what happened to the children. In fact, I believe Malaya did witness what happened to the children, and they're part of the cover-up.
They were too busy writing freaking a script to their story, what their answers were going to be, right? Obviously something to me went on in this house, and they're both covering it up.
They got rid of the kids, and everybody at that house knows.
He already knew he was going to have to get rid of the bodies before he did it, or right around that time. There's no time to be leaving traces of decomp around.
This case shows how the illusory truth effect at its most dangerous. When an accusation or speculation is repeated so many times by so many people in so many places that eventually the line between what is real and what has simply been repeated begins to disappear. And I'm absolutely aware that I subjected myself to hearing repeated claims by many people in many places, that eventually the line between what was real and what had been repeated began to disappear. And I agree with you, Cool J. I am not saying that everyone's innocent. I'm not saying that anyone is guilty. I'll be the first one to admit I have been very guilty of not being a fan of Daniel. But I will repeat, just because he's a douchebag does not mean he's responsible for murdering 2 children. I'm going to ask the chat, what is your standard for truth? Is it ever shifting thoughts and feelings, or is it something more solid, historically accurate, objectively proven, something factual, something real? I know that I have allowed my emotions to lead me to what I thought was the truth. And the truth is, I don't know what happened to Jack and Lilly. I don't know. But as Cheryl said, because we don't know, we still need to, in my opinion, search the woods further, more thorough. It's has really become a circus, and I don't want to be a clown in it. And I hope that people begin to realize what is going on with social media right now and what is continuing and has gone on for the last almost 16 months. Again, all I'm saying is consider this information. This is a psychological phenomenon that we've all been subjected to, and to consider that with the information that you allow into your ears.
We'll find you. Let's get to the end of this old road. Tiny hands in the dark, tiny hearts in the cold.
Okay, it's time for a break. And good to see you in here, Mariska. I haven't seen you in a long time. And my opinion has changed a lot since day one of this case. I have flip-flopped back and forth. I have taken in different information and used that in my decision process. But I still don't know. I wasn't there on May the 2nd. I don't know. I never spoke to Daniel or Janie. I can only go on what they've said online. I can only go on what the RCMP have put out there. I can only go on the boot prints and the blanket. I can only go on the information that is out there. And based on the fact of looking at how many other children have gone missing since Jack and Lilly, who have been on the spectrum, who have wandered off, I still think it is a possibility that they could be in the woods, whether they wandered there or not. And all I'm saying is, again, to consider what you've seen in this video. And if you don't mind, Burning Bush, could you put the link for that in the chat? We're going to take a quick break and we're going to go over some of the stats that were discussed on that. And yeah, if you haven't answered the poll, please do so. And in your comments, if you want to make a comment, let me know what you thought of this video. Did it change your perspective on anything? Has it made you a bit more aware of the psychology behind being immersed in a case such as this? Can you see how one might be influenced to believe something by hearing it repeatedly? All right, let's take a small break and I'll be back. And I'm going to play the remaining of this video, which was a song created by this individual who created this video. And yeah, let's play that. So there's about, I'll put it back to the beginning of the song. And I'll be back when it's done. Thank you again to the individual who put this together. It was the best thing I've seen on Jack and Lilly Sullivan.
We'll find you. Let's get to the end of this old road. Tiny hands in the dark, tiny hearts in the cold. We call out your names through the forest in the rain. Only the wind came back, only the wind stayed the same. We still feel you in the pull of the tide. We still hear you like a song that won't hide. We will find you, your beautiful little soul. We will find you. This has taken such a toll. Beautiful little soul, beautiful little soul, beautiful little souls. Come back home, come back home. Every trail we follow carries hope a little while. Every mile we search for you, we'll keep going mile by mile. The seasons keep on turning, but our hearts remain the same. Every candle, every prayer still whispers both your names. We still feel you in the pull of the tide. We still hear you like a song that won't hide. We will find you, the beautiful little souls. We will find you. This has taken such a toll. Beautiful little souls, beautiful little souls, beautiful little souls. Come back home, come back home. If hope is all that's left now, we'll carry every spark, holding on together through the light and dark. One more dawn, one more prayer, one more rising sun. We will keep on searching until the day you're found. We will find you, you beautiful little souls. We will find you. This has taken such a toll. Beautiful little souls, beautiful little souls, beautiful little souls. Come back home, come back home.
Sorry, I'm muted. Yes, there's a lot of great comments here. And again, a huge thank you to the person who compiled all of this information. I don't think people realize how many man hours were put into compiling that kind of information, to go through all of the creators' chats. Obviously, they have some experience with compiling data. But yeah, I found it very eye-opening for myself. It made me take a step back and analyze myself, analyze what I've been doing, and it reinvigorated my wanting to go back to search more, because we just don't know. And somebody mentioned earlier that why didn't so many locals, why weren't there many locals that came out and participated in the search? And I believe it is because of social media. I believe it was from the early days of the missing Jack and Lilly Sullivan pages on Facebook, accusations being flown around, the circumstances in the home that surrounded them. And I'm not going to candy coat it. Of course, there was red flags. You'd be blind to not see them. But just because there was red flags doesn't mean that anyone there is guilty of making the children disappear. And that's important to remember. And I have forgotten that myself. I do have a special guest who will be joining me shortly. They're just putting their face on. So give them a minute to get themselves together. And it is nice to see you here, Mariska. I know we haven't always seen eye to eye on things, but I appreciate you being here and coming out of the lurking and putting in your opinion. And I do respect people's opinions. What I don't respect is ignorant comments, misogynistic comments, chauvinistic comments, racist comments. That's just not something that's going to be tolerated in my chat. And it's not because I don't value other people's opinions. It's because I have what I feel is the best chat out there. Everyone is very respectable. Everyone treats everyone with respect and dignity that they deserve. And I want it to be a place where family members feel that they can come in and not get trashed and be called murderers, etc. So I do thank you all for being here and taking the time to watch that video. Burning Bush has put it in the chat, so I'll make sure to put it in the comments as well. And yeah, make sure that you have another couple of looks for it. But without further ado, my biggest supporter and the person who's guided me the most in this case behind the scenes is going to join me now. Hi.
Hi, everyone.
I'm in his dungeon. He's keeping me captive. So as you may or may not know, this is Damien, or Drone Boy, as some people like to call him, or Drone Grid.
Amongst other things.
Yes, it's not what I call him, but you know, I thought it'd be nice for us to do a video together instead of actually on screen. So everyone say hi to Damien. He's still putting on his makeup, Cheryl says. He was. You know the song, oh look, she says you're cute. You can't have him though, he's mine. You know that song, what is it? The Horses song that was
Goodbye Horses, Buffalo Bill, the scene where he's putting on the makeup.
Oh God. That's what I was envisioning. Yeah. Cheryl Christine, finally. So yeah, the secret might be out now, and I'm sure we'll be on the next mock video.
And yeah, and Monsters of Sabotage as well.
Yes. So now now this might make a bit more sense to everyone as to what's been going on and why he's always advocating for me and sticking up for me.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a joke that we were the best kept secret online, so
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's not a secret anymore.
no.
But hopefully he will join me on more lives in the future, while we sort of analyze and bring a new perspective to the case. Because Pinky, I kind of knew. Yeah, Bonnie, you might have to write a novel. I'll give you some details. Add it to your collection. Cheryl says, I thought you and I were. Well, you are my sister wife, but you can't do everything for me, Cheryl.
Oh, they just came.
Damien's dungeon.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, well, Oh, Kelly says, I had a feeling. This is no surprise to me. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think a lot of people had a feeling something was going on behind the scenes, but
Well,
OPSEC is important.
yeah, I like to think that there's been a lot of negative things that have come out of the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. A lot of negativity towards individuals, whether they are involved before Jack and Lilly went missing or after. But some good things have come out of it, I will say, at least. I just hope that is the beginning of more things to come out. Yes, I'm notorious for blushing all the time. And if you've ever seen any of my videos, you will know now what the source of my blushing was. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, we know just the facts, ma'am. We know. It's gonna be
Gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But we do record everything that's said about us, so depending on how far people take it, a little bit of making fun of people is fine with me, but taking it too far, that's where there's an issue. So, and I think most people understand that I'm not gonna sit back like some people will. I will take action. I have the ability to do so. So hopefully people behave themselves.
Over the optimist. I have no faith that anyone will behave themselves, but here we are. So how do you get a beautiful sister wife and a handsome man?
Oh.
Bang. Ah, well, just stick around. I'll hook you up with someone. You're appalled in advance at the junior high viciousness that will come your way. Oh, I know. I know. But with the right support, it's made it a lot easier. But obviously, there's been some times where it's been a little difficult, but that's on them. Somebody once said, what other people's opinions of you is none of your business. So I try to take that on board, and it is what it is. If they want to spend their time on the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case, calling me a horse or a teabag or any of those things, if they think that's beneficial and that's going to help in any way, then that's on them, and that's a reflection of them and not a reflection of me. So that's all I can say about that. And yes, he knows my real name.
Or do I? I don't know anymore.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. It could just all be a lie.
Hoyt.
Yeah.
Hoyt is your last
Yeah,
name?
that's my alter ego. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. No shock here, Sue. What do you mean no shock? What do you mean?
There are some very perceptive people out there, so
Yeah. 275 now. Get ID, Damien. Well, he's seen my ID. But and he knows where I live. Oh, it's Aileen. What you gonna do?
And actually, this is kind of Dayleen's fault.
It is.
And Brandon's, to
It
be
is.
honest.
It is.
So
that is a very interesting story. Yeah.
Yeah.
We trolled some people on our very first date, and it's because of Brandon that we met.
I'm hiding.
All right, so back to the video. What was the biggest point that you took out of it? We're going to discuss it for another 10-15 minutes and see what the biggest point you took out of that video. And I believe there is more to come, so I look forward to more of their work. Thank you, Just the Facts, ma'am. I hope that you will showcase this video on your channel as well. I always enjoy watching your stuff. Yes, I have waded through lots of shit, but who cares what people think? No, self-reflection. Yeah. Oh, Cheryl. Brandon the matchmaker, right? Yes. Little does he know that him bailing on coffee was the best thing that ever happened. Wonder why he bailed. No one has mentioned when the last time they laid eyes on Jack other than Janie. In my opinion, that clears up a few conspiracy theories. We needed something positive. Yes. I learned I need to drop my bias and take a step back. Great, Ann Mountain. That's actually what it did for me as well. It put a lot of things in perspective, and it reminded me to get back to the basics, which is where are Jack and Lily? It is not up to me to find out really what happened or how it happened, but I'd like to spend more time out searching and trying to find anything that could lead to their location. And I think that until we know, then that should be the biggest focus, is looking for them, not trying to point fingers as to who's responsible and who did what. It's to actually get out there and look. And despite what anybody's opinions are on Daniel or Malaya or Janie or anyone involved in the case, I think it's important to focus on that. And I implore everyone in Nova Scotia that's watching this to come out for the next search, regardless of what you believe, what you think, no matter what your opinion is, what theory you believe, what team you think you're on. And just remember that it's not about teams. It's about Jack and Lily, two missing children that went missing on a Friday morning while they were playing. And yeah. How are you enjoying the friend zone? Tamara is wondering.
Oh, it's been great actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but what you just said is really true, you know. I'm a searcher, I'm not an investigator, but I do keep an eye on what the actual facts are in the case. Just so I can kind of guide myself and where I'm searching and what I'm actually doing. And honestly, just looking based only on the facts, I don't see anything that says Malaya, Daniel, Janie, even Durwood, my buddy. Actually, I've never talked to the guy, so I don't know. But I don't see anything that shows definitively that any of them are responsible. And I'm going to add into it. I don't think Cody is involved either. I haven't seen anything that suggests that either. all I can do is search to the best of my ability and support other people that are searching. And I know Charlotte from Charmaine's channel might have felt that I was being condescending when I offered to give some guidance, but if she's going to be out there anyways, anything I can possibly do to help her with her search, I will do it. That goes for Tint with his drones. I can help him with planning, scanning through his videos and photographs. I'm willing to do any of that for anybody. The only thing I care about is finding Jack and Lily, and that's what everybody should be focused on, not one-upping one another, not trash talking one another, you know, stick to the facts and do the best you can to try to help.
And I've said this before, we work better together than apart. I've tried to bring various sides together before, and I still have hope that maybe something can come together again in the future. But working on teams and sides is not going to find Jack and Lily. We need to just all put our feelings aside and actually spend our time looking for Jack and Lily. So again, there will be more searches. If you are interested in searching, reach out to Please Bring Me Home. And they have also been on the receiving end of a huge amount of disparaging comments. And it's really disheartening to see that people can't realize the reasons behind some of the decisions that have been made. Again, if people can start to come together rather than being on sides, I think it would benefit the case a lot. It would certainly eliminate a lot of unnecessary phone calls to the RCMP. And as someone in Nova Scotia, I'm ashamed to know that only 25 people on one search came out and maybe 30 on the second. I mean, that's less than the amount of people that live in Lansdowne Station, let alone all the surrounding areas. So let's try to get back to basics and focus on the facts more, and let's stay away from the monsters in this case and focus on positivity, because we're not getting anywhere right now. All we're doing is creating drama and hate, and I have been responsible for doing some of that myself. In my defense, I feel like I was trying to stick up for myself most of the time, but I do have a tendency to be a little sassy. But I've said it before, I give what I get. So yes, Lori, it does. It hurts my heart that there aren't hundreds of people out there. There's more people from Pictou County probably in this chat watching this channel right now than have gone out to search for Jack and Lily. And that is something that people can reflect on and say, is what I'm doing actually helping find Jack and Lily, or am I just contributing to the madness? Cool J, I don't know the answer to that question. As many people have falsely assumed, I am not a registered member of Please Bring Me Home. I was strictly a volunteer for the search week, and I am not affiliated with them any more than anyone else that searched on back in April. So
the best person to answer that would be Nick. Send them a message at Please Bring Me Home, and they'll let you know if there are any plans, or put you on a list if something changes and there does become a plan.
Ooh, almost hit the wrong button. Patricia says, let me know if, and I will book off work to come search. That's excellent news. And I think that's what people need to really start focusing on is if you want to help, message Nick, tell him you want to search, tell him you want another large search organized, and let's see if maybe something can be planned for the fall when all the leaves are down and it's not so green and lush out there. And let's try to bring the teams together and focus on Jack and Lilly where the focus should be and not on YouTube channels hating on each other and fighting and the infighting and all this other crap. And I will do my utmost to avoid getting sucked into this crap any longer. And my focus is going to be strictly on the facts and trying to find Jack and Lilly. So I'm not a detective, I'm not an investigator, but I can look in some woods and find things. That's all I can do. And keep their names out there and try to keep people talking in a positive light and try to keep you all aware of facts and not speculation and crazy theories. And that's all I can do. Hello, Happy Turtle. Fallen leaves will cover the ground to a degree, yes, but it makes drone searching a lot easier. It also makes traveling through the woods a lot easier because it is very thick brush. As anyone who's been out on the searches before knows that it's very difficult conditions. And the summer is not the time really to be doing too many searches, in my opinion, but I'm not a search expert.
And clapping seal, the one thing that I found being out there, nobody in that area is going to be hollering at anyone. If you're not going into their yard or disturbing their daily lives, they'll leave you alone. I've passed by Daniel's family members numerous times, and they're always friendly. They wave. I don't know if they know who I am or what I'm doing, but they are nice, and they don't want to bother anyone. They just don't want to be bothered themselves, very understandably. So
Yes. And if you can imagine, if these people have nothing to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lilly, and all that's happened is they've been targeted, mentally abused, berated in public, had personal details put online, their addresses have been doxxed. So I can appreciate where they're coming from, knowing now what it feels like to go through that kind of experience where people are trying to find out all of your information and criticize who you are, what you are as a parent, what you're do in your past, what do you do in your, spare time and stuff. So I can understand why they would get frustrated with these sort of things. But again, it's not about pointing fingers anymore. I think we need to get back to the basics, look at what is out there, what's been put out by our CMP, and yeah, work on that. Lives have been ruined. Many lives have been ruined. Many lives have been ruined. And a lot of people's lives who have just been trying to help have suffered a lot. Yeah.
Katie Steves, I do believe Brandon still does go out and doing searches. I think the group that he searches with is planning a search on their own upcoming. So keep an eye out on for that. If you're available, definitely join up with them and go out. I don't see myself and Brandon ever being on the same team on a search or anything, but I do support him actually taking other people out there and trying to find Jack and Lilly. So,
well, here's the thing, Sky Painter. I actually have thought about that myself. And is it possible that maybe the gross injustice is actually the vitriol directed at family members of missing children? Could it be that? I don't know. I'm just speculating. A fundamental wrong, could it be that as well? Because one thing that Mad Dog Staff Sergeant Mad Dog McCammon said was that this case was about basically people's charter of rights and freedoms. And I've had some of these statements put my way before. So although we are all entitled to our opinion under the Charter of Rights, Section 2, I think we've crossed that line. I think we've crossed that line of stating things as an opinion. And I think it's more about, we're more approaching the line of criminal harassment and defamation. And I think we've passed the opinion stage now. And yeah, fundamental wrong was something that stuck out to me in the very beginning. And it's all about interpretation and context. They're very careful about what they say and how they say it. And let's not forget that the RCMP are very cunning individuals. They do this for a living, right?
True.
They do this for a living. You know, they're not going to show us their cards. They're not going to tell us what they're doing. We're going to find that out later. And I do trust the RCMP. I do trust that they're doing things behind the scene. And I do trust that this case is going to be solved, because I know that there are so many people like myself out there that will likely keep the pressure on for it to be solved. And I'm sure there's no one more keen on getting this case solved than the Northeast Major Crime Unit. I'm sure, like that song that was at the end of that video that shows an RCMP officer at their desk, you know, grabbing their heads and answering the phone, and just every night going to bed wondering, when are they going to solve this case, or when is that one bit of information going to come through, or, you know. So I still hold out lots of hope and lots of faith and lots of respect for the RCMP, and I think they will find the answers. No more Mad Dog for you, Shan. I just think it's really funny because, yes, I do admire the man. I have absolutely always had an interest in behavioral science. I've always been into psychology and the reasons why things happen. And I absolutely think that the video I showed today is very much the same kind of information that RCMP are compiling and gathering and using to analyze how this has affected not only the family members, but all of us here, everyone in this chat. I recognize all of your names going back months and months and months. And I know how much it all means to you to get answers as well. And I know you feel the same way as I do. We might have differing opinions on things, but we all want the same result, and that's for Jack and Lilly to be found. So
a bunch of different groups taking a different path to get to the same destination.
Exactly. Where have I heard that before? In fairness, not only social media is to blame, traditional media also left indirect jabs at both DM, MBM, and CPS about addiction, etc. And that was what I was mentioning about the red flags. I'm not going to pretend there wasn't red flags or surrounding the disappearance of the children. But in Nova Scotia, in rural areas, in communities such as Lansdowne, of which there are hundreds in Nova Scotia, similar to Lansdowne, those red flags are not uncommon. And I think you'll find that across Canada, in small towns, a lot of the red flags that you saw in this case are very prominent in many towns across Canada now. And addiction is a real problem. Poverty is a real problem. And no one is really immune from either of those things. It just actually takes one bad decision, and you may find yourself in that situation. So I think it's important to step back, like I said, and go back to the beginning and go back to the basics and think about what we do know and what we don't know. Yes, poverty and addiction are nationwide. Yeah. But yes, any final thoughts from the chat? Coming up to 2 hours, and I'm gonna finish up. I want to go and have another cigarette, and I've got a busy week ahead of me. So does Damien, and yeah, check out that video. Make sure that you watch it a couple of times. Take in the facts, take in the statistics, and apply that to everything that you're watching from now on. That's the only thing I ask you. I don't say, don't watch this, don't watch that. Don't, just keep an open mind, and don't get sucked into the vacuum of information and
Misinformation.
yeah, misinformation. True that. In 2024, Nova Scotia was declared a DV epidemic. And yes, I will say that one of the things that stood out to me was the chief superintendent at the end of 2025 said that the three main issues facing Nova Scotia RCMP were domestic violence, human trafficking, and Jack and Lilly Sullivan's disappearance. And I would say that there's no one in Nova Scotia who hasn't been affected by one, if not all three of those things. So I will see you all probably towards the end of the week, and I'll leave it at that. Burning Bush, do you mind putting the link to that video in the chat again? And I will end the stream, and I will see you all in a few days. And just remember to try to be kind to one another, and I will try to do the same.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thinking about you every day, where you are. You used to be so close, and now you're far. And I remember we used to pray, wish upon a star. Now we ain't got no faith, 'cause the sky